Some new progress to report on issues plaguing the City of Corpus Christi's water billing system. An IT expert says a combination of a software glitch and equipment issues is to blame for the issues. It led to bills not being printed 4,000 times, even after people called complaining they did not receive one. Crews must now replace 5,000 data transmitters on their water meters. The IT expert heading the project now says a new upgrade should help.
I believe that with the change for the software upgrade, with the studying and the examination that I'm doing as far as the data flow between all the systems, I think we'll see some improvement next week that we could be proud of.
City Council leaders say they should be able to get rid of the problems within the next 2 months.